Welcome back, folks. Thanks for being here. Steve, KM9G, with 60 Clone. 60 Clone is go. So I got all the rest of the parts in, and I put them all on, and I had some issues, and I fixed them. For now. I'm looking at the board. Let's get over on the workbench and get to work. Oh, I did talk to the production crew. We had a meeting for this video only. I'm allowed to not say anything about the buttons down below, so you won't hear me ask you to like, comment, subscribe, or anything like that on this video. Stick around. Okay, I got a couple more parts to put on this thing, and then we can stick it on the shelf and forget about it, right? No need to turn it on or test it or anything. Let's see, what do we got? Trimmer resistor. Can't even see that on camera. Can't even find the camera. That's a little adjustment tool to bring the video back in line. I bet it goes right there, but I'd have to look it up. There's not a whole lot of holes left on this board yet. Common mode choke and filter. Oh, that's pretty sexy. Look at that thing. This thing sits right up here, and normally there is a white cover on it. Oh man, it goes that way. I want it to go that way. It only fits in two ways, and oh, they're numbered. 2? No, it just has a number 2 on it. That goes up there. We'll have to figure out which way that goes in, but I'm pretty sure I know. Voltage regulator. And that one goes right down there. Couple of sockets. One there, one there. Got those sockets from Mauser. That means I paid a lot for them. 74 LS 629, which goes right there. Before I forget that those aren't in and dump them all over the desk. Oh, and it's brand new. You can tell because the legs aren't square yet. Let's get them squared up. Ever so gently, put it on the desk, rock it back and forth until it fits. Looks good. Send it home. Alright, those two, that trimmer, that transformer, that voltage regulator. Then I gotta dig up those 2 ROMs and some other things. Let's get after it. Speaking of other things, I've got to put the joystick cage faceplate cover plate thing back on. And by back on, I mean, you know, on for the first time. Look at that. How pretty. It's actually bent a little bit. Might have to pull that back off and straighten it out. And what we'll do is the corner tack method on these guys. Got one corner of each put in. And I can already see that they're sticking up from the board a bit. So what I will do is I will push that back down. That one looks pretty good. That was hot. Alright, they look pretty good. Let's get the rest of them in. Oop, dropped a little. Pick that back up. It's actually very surprising how easy it is to miss a hole in a line like this. So that's one of the things I'm going to have to do after I finish putting all this together, is go back in and check every single one of the solder holes to make sure that I got it. It would be really hard to put this voltage regulator in backwards. Not impossible, I'm sure I could do it, but really hard. I'm gonna double check that part. All right, looks good to me. There doesn't seem to be any indication of which way to go, but I would assume that one direction provides power, and then the left and right would be in and out for resistance. And I'm a gambling man, so we'll just try it this way and see what happens. And then I will go take a look up on that and see what I can do with that. Alright, Toad Gallery agrees that this is able to go in 0 or... not there. Let's do that again. 0 or 180. And since all the writing on all the chips goes that way, I'm going to go that way also. Let's get some tape and tape this thing in place. Put down one pin. Check to make sure it's setting the way we like it setting. Alright, looks good to me. I could see the value in having a little right angle bracket that slides onto the side of the circuit board and holds it just a hair above the desk. Might have to try doing that on another board in the future. Alright, that's in. That's it for parts. Let me find those ROMs. Got the ROMs. Now we got to figure out which one's which. And I think I already sorted them in the appropriate order. Kernel ROM, character ROM. So let's figure out what the code is on the kernel ROM. Yep, that's exactly how smart I am. I already had it figured out and ordered in the right direction. Alright, that is done. The only thing left is the arm SID, and I'm going to wait until after we get it powered on and test it out to put that in. So now what I get to do is make sure all of these chips are pushed down. And then double check every single one of my solder joints. There's a few. Give it a good cleaning and test it out. Stay tuned. Alright, I tried the first power on and nothing. I'm kind of not surprised because these are all old chips. What I noticed, and it was just a complete accident, was my hand was hovering over this area where the video chip is, and the video chip got pretty hot, so I started checking that out. I took the video chip out and put it into a known good C64, and it worked. So it's not the VIC chip. I checked all the voltages around the board like I show in previous videos, and they're all fine. I did a little bit of research, and when it's no picture at all, not even no signal, just no picture, it usually has something to do with the RF modulator. So I reflowed the solder on this, and I got a picture out of it. I will insert a picture of the picture here, and it got a little bit better. I tried adjusting the trimmer, so the trimmer was put in the right way. That did make some adjustment, but did not get the waviness of the picture out. I'm going to take this out, and I am going to drop in number 6's RF modulator and see if that changes anything, teaches us anything, learns us anything. Let's take a look at that. Time to get the noisy desoldering station warmed up. Get that noisemaker turned off and catch the light. Take this back pin here and bend it out a bit. I'll just whack the camera with my head. You guys won't mind. All right. All right, let's try that out. All right, success, folks. The NTSC, I'm saying that because it's written right there. The RF modulator got us a nice clear picture. I will insert a screen cap here. And as you can see, I've got the dead test cartridge in now. And I was sitting there waiting for it to make some noise, and it never made any noise. And then it dawned on me, I don't have the SID chip plugged in. The sound interface, I don't know, sound IC design, sound intercooled diesel chip. I don't know what SID stands for, but it's the sound chip, and it's not in there. We've got one, we'll put it in there in a bit. But the dead test cartridge was acting funny, so I'm going to double check on all of that soldering, because that ought to be a lot of fun to do, and see what we can come up with. Especially because it's underneath of this cartridge shield. They all look good, and I've already checked over all of these once before even turning the thing on. But, just for grins, I'm going to reflow all of these, because it's easier just to reflow them than it is to stare at them. Last two ground pins take a while to heat up. Alright, let's go try that out. Alright, so here's what we got. And I don't know how I'm going to show this to you. We'll use this. Okay, so this is the PLA that I desoldered out of number 6 and put into this board. And actually all of these chips except for the ARM SID and the VIC and a couple of other 74 series logic chips came out of number 6. So I was actually kind of concerned when I turned it on the first time that it just wouldn't work, period, because one of these chips would have been bad somewhere along the line. And I don't remember if I tested all the chips outside or not, but anyway, what happened was as I was running the dead test cartridge, I got a garbled screen that looked like this. And whenever you get a garbled screen, the first thing that you should suspect is a bad PLA. So suspecting a bad PLA, I yanked the PLA out of this one, and I put it in my test machine, and my test machine didn't work. Okay, so I put the one from the test machine back into the test machine, and it still didn't work. Okay, so I dug around a little bit and figured out what was going on, and it was something stupid that I did. So what happened was, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but look at this little leg right here. There's kind of something missing on that leg, like most of the leg. And I think it was making just enough contact to get in, and then as things heated up, it moved out of the way. So I've got some video footage of it working with this PLA in it, which this PLA is not this PLA, in case that wasn't terribly obvious. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this and try and put this back in and see if it clears up any. So let's do that. Noisy desoldering iron, desoldering station time. Alright, that's out. Hopefully never to go back in. That looks pretty clean, but I'm going to clean this up while I have access to it. I have a feeling that this A-Nesty desoldering station has lost its ability to properly measure the amount of heat that it puts out. Alright, that's good. Let's get this guy back in there. Turn the noisemaker off. Alright, let's see how that looks. Okay, so I talked to John over at Commodore Forever about the issue I was having with the Shuriken, and he gave me a different way of doing the PAL to NTSC conversion. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a shot right now. His suggestion is to remove my jumper So I will grab a hold of it, I hope. Tricky little thing that it is. Grab a hold of it, there we go. Grab a hold of it and move it away like that. And what John suggested, which seems like a much easier fix, is to just blob over this short open G-PAL and I-PAL. G and I doesn't make any sense to me, but you just put enough solder there to complete the circuit, just like that. And we'll give her a try again. Okay, I got no signal at all, not even a black screen with that mod. So I am going to remove this. I'm going to see if I can put some pin headers in to make it easy to switch it in and out. And they look like they'll fit inside of there. So let's try that. Noisy desoldering iron coming up. And for grins, I'm going to move my desoldering iron from 640 to 680. See if I can do that without using both irons at the same time to desolder. Because it's all about experimenting. I didn't even think about the dead test cartridge being red. Okay. That didn't work. Guess we can turn the noisemaker off now. Alright, let's go try that. Look at that, comes off nice and easy. Goes on nice and easy. We'll be right back. Okay, so neither RF modulator work without this jumper installed. So that doesn't appear to have been the solution. So we'll put that piece back, and it doesn't seem to matter about that piece being shorted out. Let's get back to it. Hey, there we go. There is the 60 clone board. And there is the dead test cartridge running. I think you just heard it do its thing. You can see it's on count number 5. I'll let it run through. Let's get some volume for my favorite song, 55. That's a multiple of 11. It counts. This is my favorite part, the suspense. Alright, 6 tests. Or is this test number 6? Either way, it's enough tests. Let me show you what I found out. Alright, so what did I find out? The old RF modulator from number 6 works, and I've probably been pronouncing this wrong the whole time, and you guys have just been wincing every time I said it. It is Shuriken. Shuriken. And I've been calling it Shuriken. Shuriken. Anyway, look at all that little tiny surface mount stuff on the back. I've been talking with John over Commodore Forever about this thing. He's been fantastic. He says he does these things by hand. That's pretty darn cool. Anyway, he's sending over another one. So when that one pops in the mail, I will take a look at it. And he's been extremely supportive and helpful and like a human being and real. And that's amazing. I'm used to dealing with very large companies that have very poor support for how much money they have available to spend on support. And it's extremely refreshing to work with a human being and someone who stands behind their product and someone who you can have a conversation with. So I showed him my video series. He subbed to the channel. I told him I was a long-time sub of his, which is how I found out about this thing in the first place. And he sent another one over.
and we'll get after it when it comes in. But so far, the thing works. I'm stoked. I'm excited. What do you guys think? And now that I think about it, there's going to be a giant hole in my life where I don't have to work on the 60 clone board anymore. I think I need to get some more C64s. And maybe something else to repair. Let's see what I can come up with. Thanks for being awesome.